This is Clay Pigeon Raceway, and this guy is Fred.
I'm Fred Pollard, number 22. My favourite F1 driver is Lando Norris.
What's your favourite karting track?
Wilson Mill.
There will be more interviews at the end. I just put Fred at the front because I completely forgot about him in the last video. And this footage you're seeing is from practice day. I wouldn't normally show it, but as you can see, as Jack comes past me and then Morgan comes past you along with Charlie, we're having some great races until this happened. There's just Jack apologising to me because he went slightly wide when he overtook me, but it's all fine. And now it's time for us to go into the first race, which is on Saturday, and that is Heat 1. For this race we are on board with Morgan. As you can see, it's wet. Morgan's starting quite far forwards, and just in front of him is Sam. But he gets the worst start I've ever seen him get. So the 57 is able to cut in front of him. Into turn 1, it's all nice and safe. There's a few cars spinning off to the left in the distance, but Morgan's able to keep it clean. And everyone's going sort of single file into the chicane, which is very sensible for once. And again, coming into the hairpin, mostly single file until the braking. Morgan is going to go to the inside. He overcooks it, nearly goes into Jake, but he's able to save it. And you can see there's a bit more contact on the exit. Morgan's stuck on the outside for the next corner, so he's going to try and make it work. There's more grip around there, so maybe there's a chance, but I think he does make up at least a position there, so that's some very good driving from my brother. And into the final corner, once again there's people going quite wide because there's a definite dry line and some wet lines, so if you try and make an overtake and it's not on the dry line, there's a good chance you're just going to go wide and into the person in front. So there's yellow flags here, so we'll skip forwards a lap. And now coming into the hairpin, the kart in front has a massive moment on the brakes, very easily done, but that pushes Leo wide, so Morgan's able to get past Leo and gets 2 positions for free. And then a little bit later into the final corner, Morgan gets a very big snap, but is still able to carry enough speed to get alongside Jack down the back straight. And he's going to try and use Ollie's slipstream, but it's just not far right enough to really benefit from it. So Morgan's going to go around the outside and nearly clobber into Ollie. That was a close one. Don't know why he's shouting at Ollie for that one, if I'm honest. That was entirely on Morgan. Leonardo comes past after that one as well. Poor Jack gets shuffled way down. And coming into the hairpin side by side, yellow flags are going to left. But the next lap there's no yellow flags. So we come into the hairpin. There's a little bit of loading, but doesn't really change anything. Coming into the horseshoe corner, Morgan goes up the inside. Once again, nearly fires into the back of Ollie. Morgan is overcooking corners left, right and centre, and Jack makes this amazing switch back in and just judges it beautifully. A little bit of a hairy moment here as 2 carts in front get past the cart that's recovering from a difficult start, but that gives them a bad run coming into the hairpin. So Morgan goes to the inside of Ollie and even to the inside of Jack, has a bit of a slide but gets gripped up when he touches the drier tarmac, and he's able to make a very nice double dive bomb there.
Around the outside, that's done.
As you can see, a few laps later, coming around the final corner, Morgan is still in second place behind Sam. There weren't enough laps and Morgan just didn't quite have the pace to catch him quickly enough. But that's a very good P2 finish from Morgan, very good points for his final. And now we move on to my Heat 2, so I'm starting in second place. And the lights go green and we're getting quite a fast start already. I used to come to try and give whoever's on the inside as much space as possible. We're going side by side through turn 1 and we're going to keep going side by side into the chicane. There's a tiny bit of side to side contact, but it's just normal when you go side by side through the chicane. You can see I'm all on the left hand side to try and give as much room as possible, and the 84 car is finally able to get past me going into the hairpin, so no longer running side by side and just hemorrhaging time. Coming into turn 1 for 84's defending very heavily, and to make it even worse, I get loaded from behind, and that means that the 95 is able to come up my inside into the chicane and die back out of it, which seemed to be a good decision. However, I get a really bad run going into the hairpin because of this, but luckily there's someone right behind me that gave me a big bump draft, so thank you to whoever that was. Here we are on board with Morgan now. Coming into turn 1, I run slightly wide, which was something I should have worked on over the weekend, but Morgan flies up my inside and there's massive contact between the two carts in front, and Morgan's able to get the cutback on both of them, and we're going side by side in a little formation into the hairpin. Me and Morgan are both stuck on the outside, so it's going to be difficult to come out of this well, but Morgan is able to hold the outside against the 95 and we both go up the inside into the horseshoe corner, and I think we both get the move done there. Yes, we do. And now our plan is to try and work together as much as possible and try and get past the 84, who is defending very heavily, being as he's in the lead, but it means that we're sort of getting backed up into the pack behind. Morgan goes very wide there, so I get past again, and now I'm behind the 84 and I get a good run out of the chicane. So with Morgan's help, I'm going to go to the outside and try and move around the outside. It normally never works at a hairpin, but the 84 is so focused on me, he runs slightly wide. Morgan's able to get the cutback, and then I go up the inside into the horseshoe corner. There's some contact at the apex, but I was all the way on the inside and fully alongside, so I'm not really sure what I could have done differently there. But that means that me and Morgan are both able to get into first and second. And now surely Morgan's just going to push me all the way until the end so we can keep our 1-2, right? Or maybe into the hairpin he's just going to use his absolute waft and fly up my inside to make a beautiful move on me and then just run away. If you're wondering why Morgan's apologising to his engine, it's because in this race we were on a full wet setup, so that's chassis and gearing, so we were revving the engines out quite significantly, but they were fine and they're getting rebuilt in time for Clannicles. So now it's time for Heat 3. I'm not actually in this race because we've got 4 races in GXUK Juniors, so you're in 3 each, so this is the race that I miss. I'm sat on the side at turn 1 with everyone else on top of Ollie's van, and you can see turn 1's gone quite well for Morgan. He gets squeezed out of the chicane, but he's gone from 6th to 4th, so it's definitely a good start considering he's on the outside. Coming through the final corner, Tyler Head in the 91 cart doesn't get the best of run, so Morgan's going to look to the outside where he's going to pull back into the slipstream, ready to make a move into turn 1 or not. So maybe it's going to be a cutback move, but no, it's Jake in front that goes slightly wide. So Tyler and Morgan are going to go up the inside of Jake in the number 33, and Morgan's looking for a move into the hairpin. As you can see, Morgan's getting held up a little bit by Tyler here because Charlie is rocketing away in the lead and Morgan just cannot let that happen. So into the next corner, Morgan goes up the inside and is going to now start making his chase to hunt down Charlie. Or not, as Tyler has somehow managed to carry the speed around the outside to stay in front of Morgan, but then coming into the final corner he gets a massive slide and runs very wide, very close to touching that outside barrier there, which being as it's such a fast corner is very nasty. Luckily he doesn't, but a few laps later Morgan has caught straight up to Charlie, and coming down the main straight, Charlie gives Morgan a point by, so he's going to let Morgan pass into turn 1 because it's just faster to work together and Charlie really doesn't want to fall into the clutches of the pack behind. So that's a bit of clever racing by Charlie and Morgan to work together and get in front of everyone. And that's how the race went. Morgan and Charlie just worked together the whole time, and Morgan has won his third heat. So he's on pole for the final by quite a margin, having second, first and first. But just thought we'd show you what the scrutineering bay is like when you've just got at the podium. You can see Tyler there celebrating his third place. Very well done from him. And Charlie's done well to finish second. But Morgan's car is currently on a weighing scale, so he stands in the car and then scrutineer there tells him if he's on the weight or not, and then you skateboard your car to the collection area where Dad can come and pick your cart up for you whilst you go and get some food. Now it's time for the heat that Morgan's not in, so this was a very stacked one, all of the fast people at the front, but that doesn't matter because I get hit off to the left and my frame takes some very substantial damage, as we'll find out after the race. But for now, that means I'm behind some of the novices, some of who are quite fast, so maybe I'll try and work with them. But for now I'm just going to try and see how many positions I can make up in the first lap and if I can recover at all. So coming into the horseshoe corner, a big gap opens on the inside, so I take that, I go up the inside, but I sort of get a bad exit, but it doesn't matter. And then a corner later, the 46 goes up the inside of the 95, which means that he'll get a slow exit because he uses the curb a little bit too much. And I'm going to make the move, so I'm ahead and there's yellow flags, so that move is cemented. And then a lap later, you can see I'm behind the 95. I've not gotten an amazing run into the hairpin, but he's trying to go around the outside of Ollie in the 71, or not. Ollie takes the inside and I get a cutback coming into the horseshoe corner, so I'm going side by side and maybe I can get the cutback here. No, the 95's positioned his car perfectly, so I can't get the cutback move. Maybe into the last corner a mistake will be made, or I can just go up the inside. I'm not going up the inside, but the 95 slides a bit wide, so I'm able to go up the inside anyway and make a move down the straight using Ollie's slipstream. A few laps later, I've caught up to the train of Charlie, Ollie and other Ollie, I want to say, and the two Ollies are going side by side through the chicane, but unfortunately I get pushed out wide as one Ollie put the other Ollie into a difficult position, and that means that I lose 2 positions and I lose a lot of time to the carts in front. So this has really negatively impacted me. You can see I'm not too happy about that. That was a bit of a silly move by me to try and go around the outside, but I'm behind Evan now in the 46, and we'll see if we can move forwards together to get past the 95 and catch back up to Ollie. So through the final corner, Evan goes to the inside of the 95, so I'm going to push him along and see if he'll make a move into turn 1 that I could follow him through with. And yes, he does, so I'm going to get past the 95 because of Evan's hard work, and through the chicane I'm just going to follow him through, and we're going to try and work together now to try and catch up to Ollie. So a little bit later we have done that, but not so much due to us working together, more due to the fact that the train of carts in front, they've been taking absolute chunks out of each other, especially the 2 leaders. But I get past Evan into turn 1 as the pack in front backs up. Jack and Ollie go side by side. I'm going to maybe go up the inside of Ollie. No, I don't get a good run, so I'm going to stay in the middle of the track to try and defend my position from the carts behind. So coming into turn 1 behind Jack and actually, Jack and Ollie have both already made videos from this weekend, so I'll be sure to put their channels into the description. But they go side by side through the chicane, so Jack's going to get a bad run as the leaders crash into each other as well down the straight. So I go up the inside of Jack into the hairpin, nearly Ollie as well, but it doesn't. I'm not close enough. And then Ollie goes around the outside of Charlie, nearly. That opens the gap that I maybe could have moved into, but a lap later I've got my head down the straight, I'm ducking to try and catch back up. I was missing a lot of straight line speed in the dry this weekend, I felt, so my race engine King Lobster is going back, but the carts in front check up again, so that means that Evan into 46 is going to be able to get alongside me coming out of the chicane, and I lose a position into the hairpin, and I lose another one as Jack comes past me, so that's really not gone well for me. But maybe no, okay, it's not happening. I've just lost positions this lap, nothing good happens, it's all blink. Although, is it? Because into the final corner, I go up the inside of Evan, and I'm going to use Jack's slipstream to pull away from him, hopefully. And a lap later, Jack's checking behind him. I'm not going to work with him because we're quite close to the end of the race, so I go up his inside, and now I'm going to try and make a move on Ollie before time runs out. After this eventful race, my kart was very bent, so we took it over to some of the GXUK seniors who bent it back for us very kindly. And once that was done, it was time to say thank you to our amazing sponsors. Yes, it is time to talk about Rad Fire Sprinklers.
Right, you could have anything you wanted in the whole wide world. What would it be?
Rad Fire Sprinklers are shockingly a fire sprinklers company, and they specialise in residential, commercial and domestic fire sprinklers. And it's really great to see that this amazing company is prepared to sponsor us both to race go-karts. So please go and check out their website and follow them on Instagram, as it would mean a lot to us, and go to them for any of your fire sprinkler needs. Now, it's time for the final.
To the grid for the final. Elliot, man.
That was too tempting to get up.
Honestly. Exactly, what's he doing? Then... So, yeah, it's raining.
So we're on the rolling up lap before the final. Morgan's on pole position and I'm starting in 4th. The lights go green and straight away Morgan already loses a position to Sam. And then my race gets a little bit worse as I get pushed wide onto the non-grippy surface, so I lose loads of positions coming into the chicane. We go through the chicane mostly in single file. I'm behind Ollie in the 71 just ahead of me, so I'm going to try and look for a move on him into the hairpin. There's a big gap on the inside, so I drive into that. Everyone's going around the outside for a wet line. I'm going to drive inside and see if there's any grip. Not really, but I still managed to make the move on Ollie. So next we're going to try and hunt down the carts in front and keep recovering. Coming out of the final corner, Morgan does not get a very good exit at all, so he loses a position down the straight to the end plate holder, but coming into turn 1 he's on the outside, which should have a little bit more grip, so he goes around the outside and keeps his position. The number 19 and the 84 are also going side by side right in front of me, so maybe I'll be able to capitalise off of this. Coming into turn 1, I don't have the best of runs, but coming through the kick before turn 1, I carry a lot more speed than Charlie, so I fly up his inside and I run a little bit wide, so it's definitely an opportunity for him to get a switch back on me, but not this lap. And then I go up the inside of the 84 through the chicane on the very next corner using my better momentum as he was stuck behind the carts in front. And next up is for Emplay, and we're fighting for the last spot on the podium for now, being as Morgan has just driven off and Sam is going to do the same very shortly. Coming into the closing stages of the race here, I'm behind for Emplay and I carry more speed through the final corner, so I get a better exit and down the straight I pull to the left. I've already tried to overtake up the inside at turn 1 and there just wasn't enough grip to do it very well, so I'm going to try the outside line, but unfortunately I'm not able to brake late enough, as I just didn't brake late enough, so I'm not able to go around the outside completely. But next lap I'm going to give it another go up the inside and see if there's anything else that I could do. So, coming on to the final lap now, I'm once again, I get a good exit because I carry a little bit more speed through the final corner, and then down the straight he pulls over to the right to stop me from going up the inside into turn 1, but through the kink I carry more speed and I go up the inside anyway, and I get the car just about stopped on the apex, but not quite quickly enough, as he's able to get the cut back on me and is leading into the chicane, but then I get a better exit out of the chicane. So once again he's going to defend into the hairpin, so I'm going to go to the outside and see if I can maybe get a cut back and force him to defend again. He goes slightly wide because he defended, so we're going side by side. I don't have to exit speed to go around the outside in the horseshoe corner, but I do get a cutback and I have a much cleaner line coming into the final few corners, so it's maybe something I could do coming into the last corner. I get a much better exit out of the small kink, and into the last corner I go flying up the inside, and I'm able to make the move stick as I get to the grippier part of the track, and we're going side by side, and it's a drag race to the finish line, and thankfully I'm just about able to keep my lead, and I'm able to finish in 3rd place behind Morgan, who's about to come across the line for his first final win in GX right about now.
Oh, finally. My first win in GX UK. Yeah.
And that's the end of the racing for this video, but now it's time for what you were really waiting for, the interviews.
Hello, I'm Ollie, I'm 71, and my favourite F1 driver is Lewis Hamilton because he wins everything, and I think he's pretty cool. My favourite karting track is Pigeon Raceway because it's fast flowing, but it rains a lot, which is kind of bad. Thank you.
Can you be found on YouTube or anything you want to shout out?
I can be,
Ooh.
but I'm very inconsistent in posting videos, and you're ready.
Mate, you could just say the channel name, honestly.
Ollie Chandler Karting. Nah, not me yet.
Right. Hey, my name is Tyler Rickard. I'm number 91. My favourite kart driver is Lando Norris. My favourite kart track is Pigeon Raceway because it's the only one I'm fast at.
Well, yeah, it's not true, though, is it?
You got a YouTube channel, no?
No, I do, but I'm not leaking that.
Hi, my name's Charlie. I'm number 19.
Go.
Hi, my name's Charlie. I'm number 19. My favourite F1 driver is Kimi Anselli. And my favourite track is Wilson Mill, because I live there.
No!
Hello, my name is Jack Griggs and I'm number 3. My favourite F1 driver is Max Verstappen and my favourite kart track is Bucknell Park. My YouTube channel is JG3 Racing. Thank you. You can stop.
Thank you for watching the video until the end, and please consider liking and subscribing, and we'll see you next time at Glanigall's Kart Circuit in Wales for round 3.